While the whole world is impressed by the success story of China economically, are you surprised that both President Xi Jinping and Premier Li Keqiang vowed to wage a war against poverty in this country?
Well, I'm not surprised. I think, first of all, let's put this in perspective. I think China has done a tremendous job in poverty reduction in the past 30 years. But having said that, I do believe this rapid economic growth in the past 30 years has put more emphasis on efficiency as opposed to fairness. I think for both President Xi and Premier Li to address this, that signaled a policy change, and I think it's going to be more on fairness and equity going forward.
Does that mean automatically, Anna, that some of the social groups have been left marginalized with the rapid pace of urbanization over the past 3 decades and a half?
Well, I think marginalized is not necessarily the right word. I mean, China's had a leapfrog, incredible 30-year run, and unfortunately, it has not been even. And right now, under this administration, and even under the last years of Hu Jintao, there was an effort to try to start balancing the scales to address not only issues of disparity within urban areas, but also rural.
When we look at the issue of disadvantaged social groups, as an economist, how serious is income redistribution in terms of taking care of the poor social groups, the underprivileged, the underdeveloped areas in China?
If we just apply the conventional measure, so-called Gini coefficient, Gini coefficient is a gauge measuring income distribution, the gap between the rich and poor. China actually is quite high on the list. There are not many countries ranked higher than China based on Gini coefficient. So this is indeed a very big issue. Of course, we also understand China is extremely diversified. So if we compare coast China versus Western China or hinterland, the income disparity can be measured as per capita GDP. That's about 7 to 8 times.